What is going on, YouTube? I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing my book, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. All right, so one of the pretty gnarly statistics that I read is that child poverty went up from 5.4% to 12.4%. Sorry, 5.8 to 12.4% from 2023 to 2024. That's disgusting, and I'm kind of upset about that. But okay, as of right now, the poverty line for a single individual, which would be me, is $14,580 per year. One of the things that they don't tell you in any of the articles, is whether that is pre-tax or post-tax income. I'm assuming it's pre-tax, like gross, not net, but I'm not 100% sure. And I do live, so I can't say that I live below the poverty line right now because, a lot of the income that I'm not putting on my bills right now are home renovations. So, or home, not upgrades, but updates, things that will increase the value of the house. Now, I purchased this house for less than $200,000 in Northern California, just outside of Sacramento, for less than $200,000. Last I checked, it was valued at $258,000, so it already has a significant amount of equity in it. However, with all of the improvements that I've been doing on the house in the last year, I've been here about a year, if you were to calculate in the real estate fees, realtor fees, selling fees, all that stuff, I would pretty much be breaking even. So anything that I'm putting in the house from this point and beyond, I'm not going to get my return on investment unless I sell for way above any sort of listing price. And there are a couple of circumstances that make my bills so low, much lower than the average citizen. And I understand that I am in an absolutely really good position that not a lot of people are in. First of all is that I pay for everything in cash. I follow the Dave Ramsey plan. I've been debt-free for almost 20 years. For 20 years, I've been debt-free, and I've just lived that type of lifestyle. And in doing so, let me move back here a little bit. Another thing that saves me a huge amount of money, and especially in California, with PG&E that has some of the highest rates available, and we just got to notice that they're going to go even higher, with 42 cents per kilowatt hour at the lowest, and it goes all the way up to 49 cents per kilowatt hour, depending on the hour of day, not including any connection fees. When I purchased this house, it came with solar. It came with it. $30,000 worth of solar. I forget how many kilowatt hours, but I know it's about 9,500 kilowatt hours per year. And PG&E also has a connection fee of $10 per month, but it's PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric. So I use less electricity than my solar produces. So my extra amount, it calculates once per year, but my extra amount goes on to like my account, and then but because I produce so much more than I use, it also pays for the gas portion and the connectivity portion, and then even more than that. So I have no gas or electric bill, and I have no mortgage. So those are huge things. I also have no debt. I've got no student loans, medical debt, personal debt, car payment. I have no payments. I have no bills that most people have. Car loan, credit card, rent, private loans, student loans, mortgage. I've got none of that. In the county that I live in, and based on the low value of my house when it was purchased, my property taxes are low. My first year, they were only $600. Now they're a little over $2,000 per year, but that's still only $169 a month. So when most people are paying $2,000 a month in rent, I'm only paying $169 in property taxes, which is essentially the same thing, along with the other utility bills. Another thing that that makes it so that I'm able to live so cheaply is I don't have a 9-to-5 job. YouTube, along with my dividend investments and a bunch of other side gigs, those are my jobs. So I'm not paying for extra gas putting in the tank. I don't have to fill up 3 times a week like I used to have to do. I've been tracking one of the things that I'm doing for 2023 is tracking not my gas usage, but my mileage. Whenever I fill up the tank and my mileage. And I filled up January 1st and I still have half a tank left. So that tells you how much gas I use. Almost nothing. In fact, the grocery stores, and I almost never leave the house. I'm a total homebody, except when I can't use the word, but whatting with the dogs. Because they're right there and I can't use the W word. But when I'm doing that with the dogs or going to the grocery store or visiting family and friends. And a lot of people assume that because I'm a homebody, I don't have to go to work. My life is super boring. I go to churches on Sundays. I'm getting ready to volunteer at the food pantry pretty soon. And my family is coming to visit me next week, and I'm going to go my cousin is flying in from Tennessee, so I'm going to go visit them as well. So I'm constantly busy. So I do actually have a social life. I just don't go out to clubs and bars and restaurants. Another thing that is really, really able to help me is I'm not a foodie. In fact, I don't eat nearly as much, and I know this. I don't eat nearly as much food as the average person. And I'm still, whatever happened to me at 40 or 42, I even fast for like a week at a time sometimes, and I still gain weight. Morbid obesity runs in my family. Diabetes runs in my family. Heart disease, cancer, all of those things run in my family on both my mother and father's side. So I make sure to eat very little. And it's not for dieting purposes. It's simply for health purposes. And I also don't eat any prepackaged food. So all of my food on a plate, if you were to take a plate, first of all, I don't use a 12-inch plate. I use a 9-inch plate. Cut it. Now, pretend there's a piece of tape going up and down that plate. Half of that plate is a vegetable. Green beans, carrots, or a mixture of that, and onions, mushrooms, spinach. Those are my main ones because they're the cheapest. Half of that plate is covered in vegetables. Then you take the other half of the plate and then cut that in half, right? So you take half the plate, cut that in half that way. I'll put a starch on one and meat on the other. I don't eat more than 3 or 4 ounces of meat. If you were to talk to any nurse or doctor, that is the plate that they give to like patients that are, or in those pamphlets they give to patients on how to eat. That's how they do that. I don't eat potato chips. I don't drink soda. I used to buy a 6-pack of root beer and keep it in my refrigerator for certain recipes, and I don't even do that anymore. Coffee. I don't even do that anymore. I try and stay away from sugar as much as I can. However, I do love Ghirardelli caramel squares. I haven't had any in weeks, but they're delicious. And, I make treats and stuff like that. But I really do eat probably half as much as the average person. And I fast, and I'm not talking about intermittent fasting. I'm talking about like fasting for like a week at a time, 3 days at a time, 7 days at a time, sometimes 10 days at a time. And again, it's not to lose weight. It's for health. It's for health reasons for my body, because my body is different than anybody else's. So those are a few of the main things that make me able to keep my bills so low. Now in 2024, I have 2 more projects to do on the house that are expensive. That's raising the roof and getting the actual outside of the roof redone. My home insurance dumped me because of the age of the roof, and they said that they won't insure me until after the roof is replaced. So that's a big one. Now here in 2024, I actually have a little sticker here. I'm not shopping on Amazon all year. And once the repairs or updates are made, 2025 is going to be a complete no spend year. And that is going to be crazy different. Like, it's a different no spend than most people are accustomed to. When I say no spend for me, because and don't worry, I'll show you a chart of my bills every month. And these I actually looked up. Like, I looked up every single bill and put the exact dollar amount for each expense that I have. But, what was I saying? Oh, sorry, 2023. Okay, so 2025 is going to be an extreme money-saving year. That means anything that I can do to save money is going to be done, which is even more extreme than most people are accustomed to seeing me do. Which means, so I'll be setting up my solar generators to be powering as much of my house as possible and not using any electricity unless it's absolutely necessary. My meals are going to be even cheaper than they are now. I did a credit card statement for 2023. Sorry, I'm getting the years mixed up, but I think I'm saying it correctly. For 2023. And I did all of my credit card statements because I pay for everything on a credit card. And my monthly food bill came out to $127.16. $127 per month. That's what I spend on food and drink combined for me and my dogs combined. Well, in 2025, it's going to be as little as possible. As little as possible. You guys will see. But anyway, so let's go ahead. I'm going to turn the camera around here and I'm going to show you exactly what my expenses are. And again, I'm not trying to diminish this, but I'm spending more this year and last year than what is on here because of the home improvements. But this is what my bills are, and I am technically not living below the poverty line because of the renovations. But if you were to take out the renovations, I'm absolutely living, and that's only for this year and last year. And before that, totally before the poverty line. And after that, totally before the poverty line. 2025 is going to be a crazy, crazy year, y'all. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around and you can see what I'm talking about. And these are exact dollar amounts. All right, so here it is. All right, here we go. Line for 2024 is $14,580 for an individual, or $1,215 per month. Bills. Here's my bills. No mortgage, student loans, private loans, rent, credit card, or car loans. I am debt free. Property taxes are $20,32.48 per year, or $169.37 a month. Gas and electric is $0. Internet is $59. We only have 2 options here. I'm actually very happy with my internet. It hardly ever goes out. And it's Comcast or Xfinity. We have one other option, but it's the same price. So, and the same speed. So I don't know, there's no reason to go with them. It's the same thing. Cell phone is Mint Mobile for $15 a month. I have a affiliate link down in the description box below. I highly recommend Mint Mobile. They're actually really good. Water and sewer is combined where I live. It's one bill for $67 per month. It actually came out to like $67.01, but I'm not going to put the penny in there. It's not really a big deal. Garbage is $28 a month. It's paid quarterly, and I believe it's $84. I can't do the math right now, but yeah, so it's quarterly, and that is a rounded up amount. Car gas is actually less than 30, but I rounded that up because I think I only spend about maybe $10 or $15. I mean, it's like nothing. I barely use any car gas. Food, like I said, was $127, so I'm rounding up to the nearest $50. So that was $127 for 2023, and I'm working on $150 a month for 2024. I'm already well below that right now. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a little bit more later. Miscellaneous, I put $50. Miscellaneous includes clothing, makeup, soap, toilet paper. Now, people might say that's really low. Well, I get most of my makeup at the dollar store, and that's really only once every 6 months. And the last time I bought foundation was months ago, and I won't need any for several months. And I haven't bought any shoes or clothes in I can't even remember the last thing I purchased. I have no idea. Soap, a bottle of VO5 lasts me 2 years because I only have to wash my hair once every 5 to 7 days. Body soap is like $2 for $1, but I got a whole bunch of soap at Christmas time, and that's going to last me for years, literally years. Laundry soap, I only use one tab every third wash, and I let the agitation cycle do the rest. And that was actually free. That was Amazon made a mistake and sent it to me by mistake. It didn't cost me anything, and I've got like 100 and something tabs left. Insurance. So this is my biggest expense by far. My health insurance, because I live in California, is $504 a month. I have Blue Shield, and it is the lowest cost option, believe it or not. I mean, it's not the lowest. It's the lowest for what I need. There is a lower option, which is for people who have a lot of doctor's appointments and prescriptions and medications. I don't. I do my insurance based on emergencies. So if I get in, God forbid, some sort of e-bike accident where a truck hits me head on and I need open brain surgery, I'm fully covered. Or, if I have a stroke or a heart attack, I'm fully covered, but it doesn't cover stuff like yearly doctor appointments and medication stuff, because like normal medication for regular stuff, because I don't need that. Car insurance, I have AAA, and it came out to $53.48, which is an increase from last year, which I believe was either $46 or $48 a month. So it did go up. And right now, I don't have any home insurance. I will get home insurance, but I don't have any right now because I have to get the roof redone. And that's going to be getting done in the next couple of months. So that would, in fact, increase my monthly. But my monthly expenses are $1125.85 per month. And again, the poverty line is $1215. And I'm at $1125.85 per month. And again, the only reason I'm really able to do this, by the way, the average gas and electric bill is now average over $300 per month where I live for Pacific Gas and Electric, because their rates are so high. To me, that's insane. What I look at is anything inside of the house. These are all the inside of the house things. I would say these are all of the inside of the house bills. I try and get those as low as you can. See what I've got highlighted there? Get those as low as you can. And that's where, most people spend over $100 a month for a cell phone, or they waste a lot of water. Call your garbage company, see if you can get a smaller can. shop around for the cheapest gas, or anything that's within a mile, try walking or biking and get those food bills down, you guys. Most people don't think that they eat prepackaged food. They really don't. They think that most people think that like cereal is not a prepackaged food. For me personally, I eat oatmeal, and I actually eat the serving that is on the oatmeal box, which is a quarter cup. And most people think that's not enough, but that is my serving. When I eat the serving size, 1/4 cup, and then usually half a banana or some of those berries that I've got in my freezer will go on my oatmeal. And that is my breakfast if I'm eating breakfast that day. Or I'll go with the meal that I described before, with the plate cut in half and then cut in half again. And that's how I do it. I don't eat, like, my starch is not going to be macaroni and cheese. It's going to be a potato or a half a potato, whatever fills that little space. And then the vegetables. And people say vegetables are too expensive. They're really not. You should incorporate them into your diet. But I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor. Maybe you're a meatarian, carnivore. There you go. You're a carnivore. Anyway. All right, folks. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. Looking pretty scruffy there. When are these going to grow out, huh? When are these going to grow out? I'm letting her hair grow long so that we see what she's a Yorkie and a Chihuahua, and this is hair, not fur. So it's supposed to be long. It's supposed to be long. And I brush her every day, even though it doesn't look like it. Little scruffy puppy. Little scruffy puppy. Oh, look at you being all bashful. Oh, being all bashful, Mr. Handsome. Mr. Handsome boy. Mommy loves you. Mwah. You're my boy. You're my boy. I love you. I love you. Look at you two. Oh my goodness. Look at you two. Yes, you're so cute. Rub the butt. Rub the butt. Oh, good boy.